Hello, I just wanted to do a quick spotlight on my Skyblock island with some tips for folks who are just starting out or they want to add cool stuff to their island. I think it was Navan, had a thread asking for tips for Skyblock. Um, as far as the mob grinder I use, I can link a video with its basic build that just has one of these. Um, but the only way that it's really different is in the bottom and top layers right now. Um, Water flows push mobs to the center, and then they fall down, they land on the platform, pretty badly damaged that you can just kill them easily. The middle one is different, however, because I didn't want everything from the higher levels just instantly dropping and dying. The middle one has a solid surface in the center, and water flows push them out to a channel along the ends. So from the top, they'd go center, out, down. They'd get, yeah, center, out, down, center, down, and that's where they take the damage. This is big enough to accommodate spiders. And creepers, but I don't think I made it tall enough for Endermen. I just thought they were annoying, teleporting everywhere. That's the mob grinder. Fun fact, you don't take fall damage in Skyblock, otherwise I would be a little paint smear. If a skeleton spawner, there's a spawner block in there. It's the same kind of trap that you'd build for a spawner that you find in world. This is just a passive drowning trap for skeletons so I can collect bones for my wheat farms. There's the cobblestone generator. Same build as what's on YouTube. It's not that hard to make. It just takes a little bit. And I'm wondering who the hell is on my island. I'll find out later. This works really fast. You can usually get about 2 stacks in a minute if you're working at it solidly. Just make sure you have a pick that can keep up or that you have fix, since you're going to be going through that really fast. Chicken farm. There's a video for this on YouTube as well. I'm not very original. If it exists, I'll use it if it's good. It's just a little container with a water flow pushing chickens and eggs down here, then down into hoppers and chests. As you can see, you won't be hurting for eggs ever again. Sugarcane. I only use sticky pistons because I had a bunch left over from a project. All it is a button with a torch on the other side. The torch powers... Oops, come on. This, it inverts so that it'll power a whole line of redstone, and then extending those pistons, it leaves the bottom layer intact. You might actually want to swap this out with sand. Sugarcane grows a little bit faster on sand. Not by much, but good thing about this build is that on the other side, since it's just exposed redstone, you can put another layer, so you can have both front and back powered off of the same line of redstone. Taking a quick detour, I missed something when I was first explaining the sugarcane here. Sugarcane needs to grow next to water, right? Oops. There it is. Just a whole little channel of water there, and then again here. Not hacks, just forgot to cover that. More redstone is a cactus farm. This was originally a cactus and wheat farm. Or, sorry, not wheat, sugarcane. I modified it just a little bit from its original on YouTube. I'll link to that too. in that there isn't constantly water flowing because that takes up quite a bit. It makes it lag a bit more. And my island's already got enough of that problem with all the mobs that thing generates. So you flick a lever, pistons come down, sand comes down, it breaks the blocks. You push a button, the dispensers here, loaded with a bucket of water, will spit out the water source blocks. Push all the little cactus bits down into this little channel, pick it up, flick the lever, pistons and sand go back up. Buckets retract, and you replant. Not that hard. It just takes a lot of redstone to do it. A ton of pistons and repeaters. I'm currently working in a single player to figure out how to change some of the redstone wiring so that you can just send a line straight up using torches and power multiple levels of this. The line that runs the dispensers isn't so hard, but there's a little bit of back and forth kind of stuff going on to power all the pistons. This is also on YouTube. This is a mumpkin. Yes, mumpkin. Pumpkin and melon farm. This one, thankfully, is easily stackable. All it is this line of redstone, channels of water, and a line of pistons that'll shove the pumpkins and melons up, break them, and then you just run along and pick them up. You don't waste your tools trying to break them. You don't waste time trying to break them. Just push a button, boom, done. Except when uppity little melons decide to come back. On this server, sometimes there is a little bit of redstone lag in that it takes a little bit longer for the pulse to dissipate and have the pistons come back down. But you just give it a minute and it'll come back. This is my pride and joy. Both of these here are wheat farms. Each level has 2 fields of, I think it's 4 by 7. There's a video on YouTube for the basic build of this. The only way I modified it was that instead of having pistons retract and let out a flow of water, it's slightly more compact if you just use dispensers with buckets of water, because the water will still flow 8 blocks, which is all 7 of these, plus the 1 source block it has to sit on. Comes into these channels here, drops through the center, boom, into the double chest. It used to be a lot more dangerous when clear lag was firing all the time. I had to make sure that I didn't push the button for the harvest as clear lag was supposed to hit, because then I'd lose a bunch of wheat. But this is the basics of it. You push the button once, throws everything out. Come on. There we go. Everything's coming down there. Sitting there, all nice and happy. I did try to put in a layer of dispensers along the top here to see if when they were fired they can shoot seeds into the farmland. That only works if the dispensers are right next to the tilled soil. Until then you're going to have to do all the reseeding by hand. I haven't found any other way that'll shoot seeds automatically into there just as well, because the redstone was really expensive. Thankfully with this build, because you have to have room for the chest and the hopper, you also have room to have another wart and mushroom farm underneath here. Just make sure to keep it properly lit so you're not getting all sorts of creepy crawlies. Okay, the last thing I wanted to show on this island was this automatic wheat farm. It uses 3 dispensers full of bone meal, and it'll shoot the bone meal at seeds that you'll have placed here. There's a pressure plate. This build exists on YouTube. Again, if it's on YouTube and it works, I'll use it. I don't make very much my own. I'll modify it if I have to for my island. But all you do is you stand on this pressure plate, you constantly right click, just hold on the right button to plant seeds. Sometimes it works, most of the time it does anyway. You can get a stack of wheat in about 2 minutes, I think. The fun thing is that with how far back you need to build it, you'll have plenty of room for storage. Hay, wheat, seeds, bone meal, all that fun crap. Okay, if you follow the video for the automatic wheat farm that I'll link, the timing won't work on CraftGasm. CraftGasm has just a slight redstone delay in that the pistons and the dispensers won't sync up exactly. I did have to tweak the repeaters some. This one has no delay. This one, that one down there, and this one have all been set to the max. And then for the clock, each of these has one, and that is the direction that they flow relative to the dispensers and piston. It's clockwise. And then you can just cover this all up with stone and it should work fine. Just again, stand on the piston, or sorry, stand on the pressure plate, constantly right click with the seed. It will plant the seed as soon as it can, and it's split instant before the bone meal fire, so it will time out perfectly, so you can gather up about a stack in about 1.5 to 2 minutes. Other than that, things that you want for your island, you'll want a tree farm. Make sure you have plenty of space so that you can catch saplings and stuff, because wood trades well, saplings trade well. That, and sometimes you just want to build stuff out of a different kind of wood. Most of my island here is cobblestone, just simply because that was the easiest. I will be making it prettier by the time I have an actual shop put in. That's about it. Just make sure to build yourself a library for any of the fun enchantments you want. I have spaces for... passive mobs. Sometimes they'll spawn out here in the trees, and that's because you have wide open, well-lit places with grass. You can naturally get pigs, cows, chickens, horses, sheep to spawn here if you just have wide open, well-lit grass. If you want, you can lasso a couple of those into pastures or whatever. You can also get spawner blocks, but those are really expensive. Don't expect people to just hand them over to you, because it takes a lot of work to get those. But hopefully that'll help you with your island. If you ever need to look at something, let me know. I'd be more than happy to zoom in on anything, but should be okay. I'll be linking pretty much everything else you see on this island. That's just alchemy crap and a failed shop up there. But have fun. It does take a lot of work to put your island together, but you know, you can get really self-sufficient given enough time.